Okay, so we're going to get started. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. Welcome to our orientation session on the clinical ultrasound suites and the graduate diploma of perioperative medicine. In the spirit of reconciliation, the Ultrasound Education Group acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to our elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. My name is Elizabeth Hurley and I'm the manager of the Ultrasound Education Group. Also joining me online is Camilla Santos. Camilla will be assisting me in the administration of these courses throughout the academic year. A couple of housekeeping items. If you could keep yourself on mute, that would be great. Like I said, this will be recorded and you'll be able to view it via the learning portal probably tomorrow. Also, if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat bar and Camilla and I will respond to them, or you can ask us at the end of the session. So what we'll be doing tonight is I will introduce to you Drs. Lindsay Brigford and Andrea Bauer. I'll talk about the subject pathways. We'll do a quick demonstration on the learning portal, and then I'll talk about just the ways you can communicate with UEG, and we'll finish with a Q&A session. So I see that Lindsay has joined us. So Lindsay is the Director of Clinical Ultrasound Award Courses with us at the University of Melbourne. Lindsay, if you were able to introduce yourself.
Oh, thanks, Liz. I'm an emergency physician out in the eastern suburbs of metropolitan Melbourne, and I have been learning ultrasound and using it since about the mid-90s, actually. And I've gradually learnt most of the types of ultrasound that I would send people to get done from the emergency department, so that I can pretty much do most things that I'd like to get other people to do. And then gradually we've become much more interested in teaching it as well. So I use it multiple times every shift I work in the emergency department. And for about the last 3 or 4 years, I've been teaching it both at hands-on workshops, and also for the last couple of years, I've been involved with the University of Melbourne online learning platform as well. And the main things that I've had to do with the Melbourne University course is the Certificate of Clinical Ultrasound, the postgraduate certificate, is in developing new material to expand the audience and the applications. So it includes a lot of women's health, obstetrics, gynae, a lot of abdominal and general emergency, and even primary care and other allied health areas of ultrasound. So it's been a real journey to be involved in this project as we've gone along, but also to really, as I've done a lot of the material, learn even more about how we could use this in some of the primary care settings and emergency and acute care settings, and also how I can even use it and teach it on the job.
Thanks, Lindsay. I will also take the opportunity to introduce Dr. Andrea Bauer, the course coordinator for the Graduate Diploma in Perioperative Medicine. Thank you, Andrea.
Thanks, Liz. Well, welcome everyone. We're very excited to be launching the Graduate Diploma of Perioperative Medicine, which we think will be a course that will complement nicely the stable of courses already provided by the Ultrasound Education Group. I'm a consultant anaesthetist in public and private. My main employment is at the Royal Melbourne Hospital. I also have an academic appointment through the University of Melbourne in the Ultrasound Education Group. My area of interest span both ultrasound, clinical ultrasound, as well as postoperative quality of recovery. My PhD was in the latter. We're very excited to be launching this new component of our courses. As you know, the perioperative medicine course is 2 stacks, one which involves the skill acquisition of point of care ultrasound to be able to perform them and interpret them in your clinical patients. And the second set, which I've been involved with the development of, is really leveraging off the skills that you will learn in those first 4 subjects and then integrating them into the care of the surgical patient. So critically evaluating this really emerging and exciting role of point of care ultrasound in the perioperative period, as well as critically evaluating new advances and controversies in perioperative medicine. We welcome you. We're excited to have you on board. And as Liz will reiterate and Lindsay will reiterate throughout tonight, we're always here. We welcome feedback and we're here for any support you need.
Thanks, Andrea. So now we'll just move on to the learning pathway for the clinical ultrasound courses. It does cause a bit of confusion for different people throughout the academic year. So there are different entry points into our courses. You can enroll in the graduate certificate, the graduate diploma, or the master's. It doesn't matter which entry point you choose. You need to start with the core subject of principles of heart scan and then make your way through the graduate certificate subjects, picking one of the electives, moving into the graduate diploma, and then if you're continuing, on to the master's. When you get to the graduate diploma and the master's in clinical ultrasound, there is less choice. There are only 4 subjects that you can study. So we are posting a link to this document. So if you have any queries about the subjects you have chosen in your study plan, you can use this document to sort of help you, guide you to pick the right subjects, just so you get the best learning experience from our program. Lindsay, did you want to mention anything else about that?
No, look, I think you've really emphasised the important points. We emphasise that just to go through in sequence, because we do have some students who get very excited and start tackling, they enrol in the masters. And so they start tackling some of the master's subjects as they think, oh, that looks really interesting. I'd really like to do that. But the problem that you'll come across, unless you've done a lot of this material beforehand, is that there's a lot of assumed knowledge as you get into the postgraduate diploma and some of the master's stuff. So even in the certificate, the 3rd and 4th subjects assume that all of your basic understanding of terminology and ultrasound physics and how to acquire an image and all the problems that are associated with imaging in terms of artifacts and those sorts of things, they really do flow sequentially, most of them. So watch out that you're welcome to enrol in the whole course, and you may well have access to all the material if you enrol in a master's right from the get-go. But we would still strongly recommend that you actually do it in sequence and start off with the basic subjects first of all and go through them. The other example of how you can get into trouble, well, not trouble, but how we try and emphasise the sequential approach, is that we often put little tiny MCQs or confirmation of knowledge at the end of learning units and at the end of tutorials. And sometimes those questions aren't just based on what the content of that tutorial is. It actually revises some of the earlier material in the course and just makes sure that people have still got that material in the right context for that particular tutorial. And again, if you're new to that subject matter, if you haven't done the introductory subjects, then you can really flounder a bit with answering some of those questions.
So Camilla and I will be taking some time tomorrow just to go through the enrolment pathways that people have chosen, and we will try and contact anyone who may have picked the wrong subject. It's up to you if you choose to do that subject, like Lindsay said, but we will just notify you that there may be an easier pathway to get to your desired award. Moving on to the perioperative medicine pathway, it's a bit easier in the fact that you need to study 4 subjects from the graduate certificate in clinical ultrasound. There is one core subject, which is ultrasound heart scan, principles of ultrasound heart scan, and then you can choose 3 electives. And then you move into the graduate diploma of perioperative medicine, and the first subjects that we have available are prehabilitation and then enhanced recovery after surgery. Andrea, did you want to talk about sequence of the subjects? I know we're only offering 2 this semester, but for future perioperative medicine studies?
We would recommend doing the subjects in order. Some people might be doing 2 subjects or even 4 per semester, and that is doable. We do recommend the prehabilitation to precede the postoperative complications. There isn't necessarily assumed knowledge, but there may be some reference to earlier material in the second 2 in the 3rd and 4th subject.
Great. And anyone who's already completed the Graduate Certificate of Clinical Ultrasound can gain direct entry into perioperative medicine and start with prehabilitation and enhanced recovery right away. So we'll just move into now a demonstration of our learning portal. This portal is new, and I think we're quite proud of it. There's quite a few little things that we'd like to show. So this is the dashboard that you will be faced with when you get into the learning portal. Most of you won't see all 4 tiles because it's unlikely you'll be studying all 4 courses, but some of you may have already completed the graduate certificate, and therefore you will see that in your portal. So the first thing you'll notice is we have 2 buttons, the subject list and the start button. The subject list will show you a list of subjects that you are studying, and you can use that list of subjects to navigate through to the content of those subjects. And this just is kind of like the contents page of a book. So you just work through the chapters of this subject, and you'll see that it shows in progress, and you just go through each section of it. Great, and then you can navigate back to the dashboard just by clicking on dashboard. And from there, you can also navigate to your other subjects if you just click on the down button beside that subject, if you're studying more than 1 subject. Great. From the home screen, the start button, that button will take you to your first subject, sorry, the first learning unit of your first subject. Once you've clicked on that button, it will then change to the resume button, and every time you leave the course to go not study, when you come back and click on resume, it will take you back to the place where you last left the course. So it's a really handy button. You don't have to find your way back to where you were before. The other thing we just want to point out is notices and events. In this section, we will post important information about the course. For example, your course materials will appear in this portal on the 1st of March, and you can use the 3 dots to expand that message. So we're just going to talk about hyperlinks within the Graduate Diploma of Perioperative Medicine. So if we just go through to subject 1 of the perioperative medicine, I've just thrown Camilla a bit of a curveball here. So yeah, subject 1.
It's okay, I'll get there. Yeah.
Great. If you just scroll down, this course has a few hyperlinks in it that link you through to articles that we are providing as recommended reading to assist you throughout the course. So if you just scroll through this tutorial, you should come through to a hyperlink that we can see.
Can I just comment? Yeah?
Yes, please.
I won't go into detail with these, but there are 2 types of links that are provided in this course. One is articles which are highlighted in their entirety, and they have a hyperlink to it, and there is a direct access to that document, and that is definitely highly recommended reading. There are also other hyperlinks throughout the tutorial. As you read it, it will be highlighted information, they will take you to the journal with the article. We do recommend that you do read them, but the more important articles are the ones that we do provide in its entirety.
And they'll be very easy to see. It will say article in bold, so you will know that it is recommended reading. I'm not quite sure. The one time we want to find them, and now we can't find any of them. They'll be easily highlighted. Yeah. Good.
Do you want me to find anything here?
So that is the learning portal. Someone did ask about how they access the learning portal, and I'll just talk about it now. You should have received an email saying, click here to activate your portal. If you haven't received that, then please let us know. You can just put in the chat that you haven't received it, and Cam and I will have a look at it this evening and send it through to you again. So please let us know if you haven't received it. We do show you what the email looks like in a couple of slides. Great. So we will just move on to how to contact us. The best way to contact us is via email, which is the mobile-learning@unimail.edu.au email, but also you can contact us on 03903 58967. We do send all correspondence to the email that you provided when you enrolled, but we also send it to the @student.unimail.edu.au email. We recommend that you check that email weekly, because not only does UEG send you emails, but also the finance department might send you emails, graduation department might send you emails, and they all go to your @student.unimail.edu.au email. The UEG department will also send you text messages with important information, such as exam start dates, exam end dates. So if you would like to receive a text, please email us your mobile number. Then we will be able to send you text messages. That would be handy. If you do need to change your subjects, we recommend that you do that via the student portal, otherwise known as My Uni Melb. That's where you went to select your subjects in the first place, so you should be familiar with it. I'm sorry, it's another application, but if you just pop in there and change your subject, that's the best place to do it. If you have any issues, please call us. It's better to ask for help before things don't get done. So if you do need to change your subjects, you need to do that before the 31st of March 2021. That is the census date for semester 1. If you wait till the 1st of April, then you may face financial and academic penalties. I'll just talk quickly about the exams. All the subjects have exams, and they take place between the 7th of June and the 14th of June. There is no specific time. You can sit down at any time at your computer and complete the multiple choice exam at any time between the 7th of June and the 14th of June. You do not need to complete it in one sitting. You can start it. The system will save your answers, and you can come back at a later date. When you are ready, submit your exam, or you can just wait until the 14th of June and it will submit it for you. If you do need an extension, please don't hesitate to contact us. The UEG team can organise the extension very easily for you, so please don't worry about asking for one. The next thing I will just talk about is the 2 emails you should have received now. So you should have received an email for each subject that you are enrolled in. Some people have already enrolled in semester 2 subjects, which is great. You will receive an email for all of the subjects that you're enrolled in. Please check those. A common mistake is to think that you are enrolled in part-time and find that you've enrolled in 4 subjects for semester 1. If you have done that, that's fine. You just need to withdraw from subjects by the 31st of March. The second email is the activation email. You just need to click on the Activate Here button. It will take you to your learning portal. I know it says that you need to activate your account within 24 hours, but you do have a week. just click on the button anyway. If it's expired, then just let us know and we'll reset it for you. The emails come from gettingstarted@heartweb.com or mobile-learning@unimel.edu.au. So just make sure that you put those as safe, and then they won't go to your spam box. That is it for the presentation, and I notice there's been quite a lot of chat here. So let's just have a look what we've got. So someone's written, I've activated my learning portal, but it's empty when I log in. It will be populated on the 1st of March. So just hang in there till Monday, and you'll be able to see everything then. But that's great that you've been able to activate that.
Yes, I was going to say I'm quite happy to see this question, because it means people are activating their logins and testing the portal, which is great. Yes. So have a play around, and if it works, it's great. And then on the 1st of March, you'll receive it.
Okay, perfect. So Jonathan, which course are you studying? I don't think it really matters, but which course are you studying? He wants to know what's the estimated hours per week per subject. I think it's the same. We say about 10 hours per subject. Principles in heart scan. I see Lindsay and Andrea nodding their head. 10 hours per subject, I think would cover it. And I've just noticed someone said that they haven't got their email with their subject, so we'll look into that tonight before we leave. Okay, and we'll look into that other email as well. I haven't gone into the assessment side of things because every subject really has a different type of assessment. So that is why I haven't gone into it. But if you have any specific questions about assessments, please let us know. Someone has asked if there's specific lecture times. There are not, because the course is all online, and there are no lectures during the courses. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat. And the exam period for semester 2 will take place from the 1st of November until the 7th of November.
I'm posting here the key dates. I just sent a link to everyone, and I'll post with the presentation when we release the YouTube presentation.
Great. Thanks, Aaron. We'll make sure that you get that email as well. I think we've answered all the questions. Andrea and Lindsay, is there anything you wanted to say before we head off for the evening?
I just wanted to congratulate everybody on choosing this course and this journey. There isn't really much else like this in the world, I don't think. Now, I might be completely saying that out of complete ignorance, but we do look and try and keep track of what else goes on. There are lots of other courses, short courses that you can do, but I think the breadth of what we do in this suite of courses is still quite unique around the world. And I really look forward to hearing from people about whether they've enjoyed the new platform and the new content. As Elizabeth said, we're more than happy to receive feedback about either the online platform or the actual learning style or the content at any stage.
I just would like to reiterate from Lindsay and Liz is that, we have an open door. There is feedback. If you are coming up with issues, please let us know. Also, I'd like to highlight that the course is structured so that throughout, as you move through it, there are activities that we suggest for you to do within the tutorials, which are aimed at reinforcing the knowledge that you have just acquired, and we recommend that you actually spend the time to do them. And if there is recommended reading, to also take the time to do that, because that's also been put in to reinforce the discussion that's just been had in the tutorial, or to reinforce particular points. And if there are particular case studies as well, they are aimed at integrating the knowledge between tutorials and between other case studies to really emphasise the learning points for you.
Great, thank you. Well, if no one has any other questions, we might just sign off for the evening. Cam and I will sort of sit here for the next 5 minutes if anyone wants to ask us any questions while we just send some emails off. But yeah, we hope you enjoy the courses, and they start on Monday. So if you haven't got access, please let us know, and we can sort that for you ASAP. So have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was great.